Welcome to the Where Are They Now episode of Youth Squad Legends. People have asked for it. We're going to do it. Also, it's the perfect time because it's quite warm today, so I really would like to spend a little bit of time outside. Also, there's been a few comments saying that we probably should put the sliders up because the game's getting a bit too easy. Now, the game is getting a bit too easy, right? I have no real defense on that. But the thing is, we need to make it easy because Man City are such a juggernaut. I mean, we're halfway through the season. Let me load this game up for you. We're halfway through the season. And, well, we've lost one game, that being to Manchester City. Let's have a look. Just over, actually spot on, halfway, played 19 games. We've lost one game out of 19, and we're only 2 points ahead of Manchester City. Now, I don't know about you, but I would kind of like to finish this series with some trophies, because that's kind of the payoff at the end of the series. So, yeah, that's how it's going to roll. Harrogate Town, Manchester City, all the way to the end, I think. Now, hopefully, we finally defeat Manchester City at the end of December to go 5 points clear. But then you've got to consider fixture congestion. When the Champions League gets to its later stages, we will be fielding weaker teams in the Premier League. What I'm trying to say is that the next 19 games, we'd be very lucky to only draw one and lose one. Okay? So it's gonna be very difficult between us and Manchester City. And I think not only that, like, people saying it's too easy, sliders need upping and that. I do understand, like, okay, we're beating a lot of teams by comfortable margins, but it's not like we haven't had agony. We've had agony, like, even last season, losing in the Europa League final, finishing second in the Premier League. Stop, that's giving me flashbacks for this real season being a Man United fan. So there has been heartache. There's been heartache through the entire series. That's what it's supposed to be. But finally, we've conjured up a team that can win the Premier League. And actually going through the players that we've sold recently or at the start of the season, whatever, probably give you a bit more appreciation of what actual work has gone in, because it's not just sitting down and recording episodes of Youth Squad Legends. A lot of things go into the planning of the series and how the team's going to work. I don't sit down here and go, oh, the team's crap, I'll just sign a couple more players. There's a lot more in-depth analysis of what we need for the player and what we need for a certain position. So, for instance, David Dubé got sold and we brought in Alan Papa, and he's been a revelation since he's come in. Okay? We do have a list. Let's get this list up. Fantastic. This list was made by big help of the channel, Rodolfo. Thank you ever so much, mate. I just don't know if it's a complete list. I know it's correct. Well, it says correct up to episode 68, but I've got my doubts. So if we do miss a couple of players and you would like to see them, I will go over them in the next episode of Youth Squad Legends. I'm sure most of them will be here. But there has been... let's get back onto the game. There has been a hell of a lot of work put into this series that you might not see going like episode to episode. I sit here mostly pre-season, looking at the team, thinking what needs to be done, thinking who's going to be there at the final, at the end of the series. Like, I knew that Cosme was a brilliant player, but I knew that Yersin Rowe was going to be better. And it was just about staging it, getting it through, and bringing Yersin Rowe in at the right time, which obviously, it's definite now. It's not even a question. Like, Yersin Rowe has gone to a new level, actually scoring a similar amount to Olajuwon. Yeah, only 2 goals off Olajuwon through this season. So they're both having good goal-scoring seasons, the two strikers that we've got. Additionally, like when Carrasco got injured, because we'd signed up Adonez, I actually decided to put the tenacious Alan Papa in central attacking midfield, and that's actually worked out pretty well. There's a lot of things. Freddie Woodward, that's another one. I love Petter Toman. I wish that he was here in the final 11, but there did come a time where Freddie Woodward was just better, and it was time to move on. Hopefully, if we do continue the series after the Champions League win, we will try and rotate the side, and we'll try and give a bit more highlight to the players that didn't make it to the final Champions League squad, you see. But this is an excellent team. Really is an excellent team. If you look at the overalls as well, we've got to a stage where these players should be Premier League contenders. It's just confirmed that Yerson Rower is first team now. And also, if we just switch, maybe not Badelli. I do apologise. Everybody's saying that I'm pronouncing Badelli's name wrong. Yeah, it is a thing. It's too late in the series. I'm very much happy to let it run. Easy for the commentary. Yeah, that's cool. That's the first team right now. Right. So I've got through all of that. Let's take a look at these players. First off, it's a bit of an interesting one. I think we've still got Tunkara. I'm just going to check. Yeah, Tunkara's still here. Then we've got Alan Papa, Alistair Lennox, Amador, Andrei Kravchik. It's a shame that he's not fulfilled what he could have potentially been. But he always does a job. He's a bit like Alistair Lennox in that aspect. Like, this guy's only 74 at 23 years old, but every time he goes onto the field, he looks like a decent footballer. Anton Brankovic is going to be the first one that we check. This guy was... Did he start off as a striker and then we convert him to centre-back or something like that? But he didn't grow as quickly as what we'd like. Anton Brankovic, 20 years old now. I've got the live editor up to unveil everybody's overall. Yeah, 66, just did not work out for him. We can also take a look at player info. That's his potential, 66. Like, dynamic potential does sometimes kill a player, and for the last 3-4 seasons, I've tried to cancel out dynamic potential as much as possible, because with dynamic potential, and they need to sort this out at EA, you really can't have a large squad, because they'll look at all the players. If you keep on rotating on a large squad, they'll look at all the players. Your top guy might have only played 30-40 games. He might be alright, but like three-quarters of the team might have played less than optimal. Less than they expect good players to play, just because you're being rotated in the side, and they'll all drop down in potential. So recently, as I caught wind of it when we got into the championship, we've been kind of recuperating their potentials, keeping them alive as footballers, because obviously some of these players, Carrasco, Flocker, those guys that have been key to the series, absolutely deserve to be world-class footballers. Just another reason why we are going to go to a more manual approach next Youth Squad Legends. It's been nice to go back to basics and trust in the game slightly more to give player growth, but we've seen with the long glitch is excellent for me personally, because it instantly upgrades a player, but also it's kind of not rewarding at all. So yeah, manual growth next season. Hopefully, okay, this is a first. Hopefully it's with Chesterfield. If Chesterfield get promoted, I'm just confirming it right now, we'll be playing with Chesterfield. Back where it all started. That would be awesome. But that's gonna be it's a long shot because Chesterfield need, I think, to play 3 playoff games in the National League to get promoted. So I don't think it'll happen. But it'd be nice if it did happen. So there's Anton Brankovic. Yeah, got killed by the dynamic potential. Let's move. If I can move that there. And that about there. Yeah, that works out for me. We still got Ariari in the side. Let's quickly go through some of these because there's players that are loved by the fans and players like Buzerbayev that came and gone, unfortunately. And the chance very much centre back. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm thinking of the wrong person here. That's how bad this guy was. 57. Of course, when they get sold as well, they're in danger of my dynamic potential, and the dynamic potential is not being kind to this guy. His actual potential is 47, so there's no chance he's growing. Damn, I thought it was the Middle Eastern winger, but no, he's a centre back from Kazakhstan. Well, I can't remember him at all. Honestly, I can't remember him. Stephenson. I remember this guy a bit. Stephenson was all right. If I can... Oh, it's 1F. Asbjorn Stephenson. Good player. Oh, yes. 77 overall. Look at him go. That's fantastic. Guadalajara. It's a shame that we had so many right backs. Because we had to, like, take Stephenson out of the equation. Even though he was, like, solid every single time we played. We had, obviously, your first teamers, the Nut. You had Jokinen. Then Leroy Jongepin came in. He's done great for us as well. And, of course, Happy Dolly coming out of nowhere and being absolutely magnificent. I actually trust Happy Dolly in the Premier League games now. He's a very, very good defender. So, yeah, Stephenson proved to be a very good right back himself, but we just didn't have space at all. What's next? Bain Kamchai. Now, this guy was a midfielder, I believe. Be interesting to see where he's gone and what he's... Oh, dear, that's not good. So, 64 overall, 73 potential. Stephenson was absolutely at his potential there. So, unless dynamic potential smiles upon him, it'll stay around 78. There's Bain Kamchai. Nothing good. Ah! Abdullayev. Buzerbayev, Abdullayev. You can see why I've made that mistake. So there's Beruz Abdullayev. There we go. And he is 78 overall. Wow. That is a glow up, my friend. Hey, congratulations. He was, like, when he came onto the scene, he was very, very good. And then you're wanting him to kick on. You know what? It reminds me a bit like a mini David Dubé. David Dubé was further on in his progression, no doubt about that. But then it just stagnated and he didn't go anywhere. Abdullayev, 78. He's turned into a good career for him. You know, he's earning 17k a week. I'd like to be earning 17k a week, not gonna lie. Bongoni Masili. Ooh, yes! I thought Masili was gonna be decent. Turned out he wasn't actually decent. 71? Pretty quick, playing for Castellon. 71 potential as well there. Okay. So that's second tier of Spain for Masili. Caleb Slater doesn't look like he's been sold on this document, but I absolutely know that he has been sold. Slater, central defensive midfielder, and a free agent at 67, potential 73. So we released him. Sorry, Caleb. Can still in the side. Carlo Klein. So this guy, midfielder. Carlo Klein, centre mid. 62. Nothing super surprising yet. I don't think we'll see any players of 80 overall or higher. But if there is, apart from the obvious, you know, the Halilovic and the dude that we had on the wing, if there is, then, I don't know, like a sensational return to Harrogate might be on the cards. We'd have to kind of look at all the details within that, because we have a fantastic squad of 51 players. Carter Short is the next one. I tell you what, Carter Short, 79 overall with the potential of 80. Carter Short had so much potential, didn't he? Wasn't he like a Scout Future Star? No, Scout Future Stars don't happen anymore, Curtis. He was just a very high potential player coming in from the Youth Academy. And yeah, he's looking alright now. But he didn't have it. Abdullayev. Beres Abdullayev was twice the player. Sorry, Carter. He's doing alright for himself, and he might just reach 80 overall. Gaffney. I'm not going to try and pronounce his first name, because I know that I can't do it. This is a 74 overall, 76 potential. Recently dropped into the free agents. It's probably a good idea for me to not do a full Youth Squad Legends episode anyway, because you probably can hear the raspiness. Is that the right word? Of my voice. And I'm trying to soothe it as much as possible. I've realised that lemonade and lime is like actual limes in a lemonade glass. Does the job pretty well. At the moment, I've got some 7-Up, which is not really helping whatsoever. But I didn't have lemonade in the fridge. I put some in this morning. So hopefully, when I finish this, I will have a lovely drink of lemonade with a bit of lime in it. Cathal Gaffney. I've said the first name. I said that I wasn't going to do the first name. It's definitely not pronounced Cathal. Yeah, not bad. But fell by the wayside because we had so many good central midfielders. Simple as that. Chad Hutchinson. Oh, Chad. I remember Chad. Chad Hutchinson, left back. Come on. Oh, gutted. Here's me thinking, be the surprise. Because left back's one of our, weakest depth-wise. We've got Momo Diastam as our second choice left back, I think. I think it might be Pal Girth. But then, fourth string is Poo Wang, who's just there completely for the name. So there's Chad Hutchinson. He's not really done anything with his footballing career. What a shame. Cosme is obviously still at the club. And the big one comes in now. David Dubé. What has David Dubé done? This is the sacrifice that we're talking about. A lot of people hated the fact that we sold David Dubé 73 overall and 73 potential. A lot of people hated the fact that we sold David Dubé, but the time came, and fortunately for me, Alan Papa, his replacement, has been absolutely excellent. Now, I'm happy to hold my hands up and say that I got a certain thing wrong. Dimian Kobe, for instance, I probably should have used him as a winger before really coming to the conclusion that he wasn't good enough for this squad. And we've got him in, we've got him back, and he's alright as a winger, but also there might be a situation where I go, you know what, let's just sell David Dubé because he just doesn't make the grade for first team. Sorry, Dimian Kobe. And we've given him that chance now. I'm happy to let, what is it, Sleeping Dogs Lie? Is that the right? I'm happy to let it go, essentially. Because I have explored the options with that player. David Dubé couldn't play in the centre. The start of the series, we did try him out as a forward, I believe. But he was good as a winger early on. Then just didn't kick on. There's players that kick on, players that don't kick on. And those players that don't kick on usually stir up a fuss in the comment section, unfortunately. And there's people, they get an emotional attachment as well, which is a shame. But we have to make those big decisions occasionally. So 73, he's a good player, but not what we had hoped at the start of the series kind of good. Dennis Cum. Oh boy. Here we are with the left back, Dennis Cum. 79 overall with an 80 potential. Yeah, he was alright as a centre-back, but we had so many centre-backs, so... I mean, he didn't really find home there. He was left-footed, so we tried to make him a left-back, but he didn't really find home there. So he was kind of stuck in a middle ground, unfortunately, and dropped into obscurity and eventually sold, playing for Fenerbahce. I don't know if this is the team that we sold him to. Comment down below if you know for a fact that these players have actually moved on since Harrogate Town. That would be very interesting. That's a shame. Dennis Cum was an alright player, but just didn't really find his position. Or we didn't find his position. Some positions were just taken already. Denzel Gordon, still here. D-Roy Youngapin, still here. Dai Beckerbecker, still here. Dai Pendant, though. So, Dai Pendant was sold. Either... It might have been earlier, but around the time that we saw Dai Beckerbecker, because we're like, well, Dai Pendant came in because of his great name. But Dai Beckerbecker is a better name. So, bye-bye, Dai Pendant. And you know what, honestly, I think Dai Beckerbecker is a better player as well. This is Dai Pendant, 70 overall, 71 potential on the free agents, maybe since we released him. Hasn't really done much since. Dimian Kobe's back. Dirk Booker. Oh, let's take a look at this. Great name. 74 overall, 75 potential. Might have been treated a bit harshly at Harrogate Town. This is the one that I think is probably the most likely to happen. Incredibly, I know. The most likely to happen to have a return. Okay, I was thinking about it last season because I was like, I don't think we gave Dirk Booker enough chance. And once we do give them enough chance, I'm happy to go, right, okay, we've explored that avenue. It's not worked out. See you later. Did we give Dirk Booker enough appearances? Probably not. But 74, 22 years... Seems like football, FIFA has just decided to close on me. Yes, I know the Origin servers are temporarily unavailable. I'm offline at the moment. That's the reason. Okay, it's alright. No, we're gonna continue. We'll continue. I've kept Origin offline for a couple of weeks because, well, some of the updates have messed up the mods, and I'd rather just play it safe and make sure everything's offline whilst I'm playing FIFA. Gradually, as we've gone, everything just starts crashing. I really don't like PC gaming in that aspect, and of course, like, console gamings are going that way. That everything needs to be updated constantly, all the time. I think the crashes come with the live editor, you know, the mini faces that we added recently to the series. So I'm just gonna leave them out for now and continue with what we were talking about. It's correct, yet this is spot on. Fortunately, we didn't save the Harrogate Town first team lineup. We'll have to sort that out later. I'm not going to go back through it. We were on Dirk Booker, but we talked enough about Dirk Booker. Let's go to Elijah Barnett, who was sold episode 67, apparently. B-A-R-N-E. There we go. So centre-back. Was this the lad that could potentially play centre-mid as well? He's got very well-rounded stats. 75 overall, 77 potential, playing for Ibar. Okay. Not bad. Didn't see it, much of him. Was not particularly bowled over. We have Marriott, Ethan Marriott. Wing back. So many names that you have to, like, go back to, and some of them just fade into distant memory. He was a left back, and he's absolutely shocking. Must have been to the start of the series. 59 overall, even worse potential. Shocking. Festus Walbrecht Withers. Oh, Shadler. Florian Shadler. Get ready for this one. Has Shadler become a decent player? Surely not. No. 57 overall with a potential of 60. The Liechtenstein big striker. God, he's got everything there at the start of a series to be an absolute legend. You know, obscure country, massive, forward. He really did not work out. He's finishing's 44. What? Frank Carrasco, Freddie Woodward, Frederick Espasa, centre mid, Espasa. I'm doing very well remembering some of these. Oh, did we change him to left back? Andorran? You know what? He's not done too bad. Hey! With a 73 potential? Fantastic. Fair play. Frederick Espasa has done something with his career. Jeffrey Tangobe. I think there was like a silent N pronunciation in there. Go on. B75. 76. With an 81 potential. Yes! Yes! Fantastic. Really well-rounded player. This is a good player right here. Nice. Okay, we might have a player higher on the list than Dirk Booker on potential returns. But he is a right back. So many right backs. He was class all the way through the series, and when he was sold, episode 36, it was just because there were so many right backs, and must have been during that season he didn't show enough progression. Gyorke Vut. Oh, this is a difficult name. Vuthai? Centre back, 21. 72. Yes, this guy had a really high potential at one stage. Honestly, could probably do a job further up the field. More well-rounded stats. He's probably physically strong out of the youth academy. Wouldn't surprise me much. I think he came out of the youth academy around the same time as one Radu Flocker, so that was immediately him on the back foot. And Happy Dolly is at the bottom of that list, which means the next one up is one. Oh my god, that guy's called Dan Happ. One of the big ones, really. A player that defines a series. Happy Sam. 62 overall, 62 potential, playing for Spartak Moscow. Yep. He wasn't very good, was he? But a lot of people liked Happy Sam. But I've got to say thank you to him, because if it wasn't for Happy Sam, we wouldn't sign Happy Dolly, and we wouldn't have had a great right back. So thank you very much, Happy Sam. Every mistake it does bring out some kind of returns. Maybe it's a lesson learned, or maybe in Happy Dolly's case, it's rectifying a mistake. So Happy Sam was a mistake, but much loved by the fans. Hernan Agadello, all elbows, this lad. Oh, was a menace against Stoke. Oh yes, 64 overall. I don't think has even improved since we got rid of him. There we are, 64 potential. Could have been more. I think if he applied himself, if he was on the same trajectory, it's a very difficult word to say, as Cosme, he might have been better. Hongil Young. This was a difficult one to finally decide to let him go. Let's have a look. 82. Oh yes. Which I'm not really surprised about. He did have high potential when we sold him. I knew that he would eventually get to the 80s, and he's looking very, very decent. Is there a potential return there? I don't know. We did explore a lot with Hongil Young, winger, striker. No, I think that one's dead in the water. But nice to see Hongil Young at such a high overall. Innocent Visar, who's on this list, apparently not sold, but he has definitely been sold. I feel like we've been doing this for ages. We're only on the eyes. Innocent Visser, 68 overall and 68 potential. Got engulfed by the other centre mids in the team at that time. Isaac Smith was a really, really early sale because he wasn't that good to begin with. So I can't imagine he's done much here. No. He's at Derry City as a 52 overall centre-back. Yikes. Badelli's in this team. Jokinen's in this team. Juan Carlos Rojas. Cool. The next one we're looking for is Kadir Makar. Get out, Makar. Kadir Makar. Centre mid, 22 years old. 70, not bad. Free agent. Is he still a free agent since we released him? Don't know. Potentially actually good at 78, so someone could pick him up and do really well. But that being said, there's a lot of free agents, a lot of good free agents littering basically all the saves of FIFA 21. The nut, and then there's Christian Halilovic, which we're just going to fly by here because we'll know that he is at Manchester United. Should have been better, really. 89 overall. He just was not it. Potential of 92. I just don't know. I don't know what was wrong with that guy. And when we played Manchester United with Halilovic in the team, he still didn't look that great. 89? I guess that's what happens with some of the Ultimate Team cards, that they look great, appearance-wise, and then they just do not perform. Lazar Georgiev. Yes. I felt really bad deciding that he was to make way, because the season prior, right at the end of the season prior, I did receive a comment I can't wait to see Georgiev back, and I'd already made the decision that Georgiev was heading out just because of the amount of decent attacking free agents there were, and the fact that I really wanted Paul Burning from Tottenham. Some people had to make way. Good player. Not enough to be in the side, but really good player. 81 overall. Maybe one of Brighton and Hove Albion's key men. So congratulations to him. 83 on the potential there. So he's going to be a good Premier League player for a long time to come. Let's have a look. So that was Lazar Georgiev. We got Lakotsi Situke. It's been a while since I've said them words. Free agent, centre mid, 69 with a 77 potential though. Pick him up. Get on the phone. Louis Price is on this list. We'll pass him because we know that he's still in the team. Malik Al-Khalaiwi. Klaiwi. It's a very difficult name to say. Malik Al-Klaiwi. Free agent. A lot of free agents. Probably like the ones that maybe I'm forgetting. Mostly the ones that are dropped, released at the end of seasons because they've just not made a mark. Not made an impression on myself, obviously. I didn't even check. What have I pressed here? I need to sort out some of the old name fix, some of the Brazilian, Portuguese, and Spanish names. Let's go back to Klaiwi. 71 potential. I don't think he'll get picked up unless we force him into a move somewhere else. Mark Druin's still in this side, and then we've got Michael Power, centre back. Surely, remember joking about he's called Power and he's a centre back. He's playing for Paris FC, and he's got a potential of 76. Will not reach that, I don't think. Interesting little player. That's really what I can say. Oh yes, Kairi. There we go. So this is a recent sale, isn't it? Kairi. 85 at Inter Milan. Another one that, I don't know, just failed. Oh, deceived us with that overall. Much worse than 85. I'd happily have Dimian Kobe over him. Momo Diastam's here. Mayike Gigi was an interesting player. Reminded me slightly like a mix between Armand Gui and Mehdi Dompi. It's like a erratic Armand Gui. 77 overall. 86 potential. Cool. The potential. Tell you what, the dynamic potential has done very wonders for me. EKGG. Ooh. And he's rapid. Has no finishing, but he's absolutely rapid. Nah then. Cool, that would be a return, wouldn't it? But we would need to solve that overall to potential gap. And then who would make way? You don't know how. I have a clue. Don't have a clue who would make way there. But he was an interesting player. And he definitely had potential. But there was a lot of strikers who had more potential in my eyes. That's why we got rid of him. But that is a glow up. That's really surprising, especially the potential. 86. Wow. Okay, so we got Mustafa Naim, Nando Fenton. They're both at the club right now. Nathan Labala. Very surprised at Mayike Gigi. My goodness. That could be one hell of a return. Oh yes, Nathan Labala was a very, very good player and very recent, of course. Really quick. Tried to play him on the wings to see if he could work there. But, I mean, a bit of pre-season testing looked like a good catch, a good pickup, I think, from the free agents list, and he just didn't do much afterwards. And I'm pretty sure we sold him for quite a nice amount. Release clause at 50 million, but you'd probably be able to get him for about 25 coming back. 78, 81 potential. I think I'll pass on that one. I think the EKGG is much more of a tasty proposition as a comeback story. Nicola Bruno's still here. Olympia Breisig. Okay, we're getting through them now. Nice. Umar Akoto is a name that I can't really remember. Centre mid. Oh, yes. Yes. Is it Gabonese central midfielder? He had such a high potential at the start. Why did he end up being 66 overall, 77 potential? That might have been boosted by the pre-season dynamic potential switches. I don't know, man. A lot of promise, no delivery here. Playing for Vaduz, Swiss. Well, they're Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, one of the two. But he's playing in the Swiss league. Paul Girth, still at the club. Podium Zongong, still at the club. Pepe Mambo, still at the club. Oh, yes! Oh, this would be nice. This would be nice to see if Patrick Nushi has a good career. Please have a good career. This lad was not a bad goalkeeper. Oh. And he could only muster up 65 overall. That's horrific. That is horrific. I would have liked seeing Patrick Nushi being a competent Premier League goalkeeper. Not to be. Peter Toman, still at the club. Philip Menzies. Now then. This caused a bit of controversy when we got rid of him. 67 overall. Wow. A lot of promise. Looked like he was going to take over Peter Toman's role eventually, but the work rate really did fail him. Peter Toman was just everywhere. Certainly just worked harder for that spot. And eventually, Philip Menzies' time had been and gone. 67 overall. Wow. With a lower potential. That is a disaster. That's a career wasted. Pierre Top. If I search Top, we should be able to get him. Pierre Top. Wow! Pierre Top. Look at him go. Oh, that's excellent. Pierre Top wasn't a bad player. Hey! He's turned out all right. I'm happy with that. 81 potential as well, so he's got a little bit more to go, but he's grown really well. Really well. Herenveen's done a great job nurturing the talent there. That's decent. That's another one that we've got to maybe keep our eye on for a potential return. Promise de Lap will not be returning anytime soon. This guy is going to be like 62, 100%. 69. He's better. Okay, he's better than what I thought. Free agents, 77 potential. I don't think anyone's going to pick him up. Pu Wang's still at the club. Radu Flocka, yeah. It just goes to show where Promise the Lap has to be pushed out of the club because we haven't got enough spaces for the great names. Promise the Lap was an okay name, but in terms of like what we actually got, the Dai Becca Beckers, the Ari Aris, like those kind of players, you've got to keep them at the club. And eventually, Pepe Mambo as well. There's some great names, Jesus. Eventually, something like Promise the Lap gets pushed off. That is mad. Rasmus Saw is the next one that we need to check. Rasmus Saw. Central midfielder. 73 overall. And a 79 potential. Decent pickup. Someone should get him. Really well rounded as a centre mid should be. Yeah. Another one that fell by the wayside, like just a player that didn't really do bad, but didn't really do good, and didn't have that many like outstanding moments. Probably not even edited into episodes. One of them guys that falls into obscurity. Robert Gulla-Marley. Central midfielder. 76. Wow. Playing for the same club as one of the other guys as well. Nice. Look at you go, Robert Gulla-Marley. All yellows and greens. I like, with a little bit of potential on the side, like 77 potential, so he's nearly there. Oh. I think the first player that really was a heartbreaking decision. Robert Hanola. Having his granola. He's in St Mirren. He's a proper Scottish League quality player, isn't he? Robert Hanola. There's got a bit of potential about him. 66. Come on, Robert. Get to 66. We might have a bit of pity with Robert Hanola and get him into the Finnish World Cup side when or if we get the chance. Sebastian Skipper is at the club. Shafiq Nair is at the club. Politano recently has been removed from the club or sold for a crazy amount of money to Barcelona. Yes, he was sold for what, 9-figure sum. It was absolutely crazy. Fantastic goalkeeper, would absolutely fit into basically any youth squad legends side, maybe apart from Macclesfield, where we were just blessed with some very good goalkeepers. Great backup to Carl Tunnen, fighting for that first team spot. People in the comment section really wanted to see him get some more game time, but when Carl Tunnen's worked that hard to stay number one for that long, you've got to give him time to fight for the challenge. And eventually, Carl Tunnen got better. He definitely got better whilst Politano was in, so big thanks to him for that. And yeah, what a transfer. His sale and subsequent purchasing of Eric, whatever his name is, the new substitute goalkeeper, on the free, just allowed us to spend a lot of money in the summer that wouldn't have been available if that transfer didn't go ahead. Soslan Zlobin, what a name. What a name. Soslan Zlobin. A 75 overall goalkeeper. 73 potential, just dropped off. Yeah, I think this was a decision because we had too many goalkeepers, and even the great name goalkeeper could not stay around because there was Seb Skipper. Of course there was. So Seb Skipper pushed away Soslan Zlobin. Unbelievable. I should call him by his full name, Sebastian Skipper. Stanley Knooster. I think we had this guy for one season, played absolutely shocking, and then we got rid of him. We got rid of him straight away. Back to the free agents you go. Pretty sure he came from the free agents, then we removed him back to the free agents. 68 overall, 66 potential. Goodness me. Stom Lukoki is still at the club. Now we've got Tamir Katz. This is, what, an Israeli attacking midfielder, I think. Let's just have a check. Tamir Katz. Yeah, playing for Monterrey? Rayados? Is that different? They under a different name now? Or is this a completely different team? 62 overall and 61 potential. Yeah, shocking stuff. Time been and gone. I think he did pull some nice goals out the hat occasionally though. So there is that. Not the worst, not the best. Very much a mid-series, episode 45 this guy was sold. very much a mid-series sale. Tos Nippin, still at the club, of course. God, we didn't even talk about Tarsus Nippin at right back. There's another right back. My goodness. We're getting to the end of the list now, thank goodness. It is starting to get quite warm. Tobogo Mahinya. That is Anthony Martial, Curtis. Make your fingers work. Mahinya. Spelt with an A. There we go. He's only 19. He's 65 with a 76 potential. Oh no, if he rapidly grows, I don't know if they rapidly grow in the free agents. I'm going to deny that. I don't think they will do. But if a miracle, it does rapidly grow, maybe you see like one of the yo-yoing Premier League teams pick him up. That would be nice. Maybe we have to intervene at one point and push these players to different clubs. Temetat Sutar was a player I was umming and ahhing about for a long time. Didn't really want to get him sold, but he is really old in comparison to the other lads. 75 potential. Don't think we'll see him reach that. But 71 playing for Montreal. Just Montreal now. I was going to say Impact, but it's not. So that is that. Fair enough. Temetat Sutar. Tian Dong. I think we need a bit more than that, don't we? Maybe if I search Tian. Yes, Tian Dong, right winger. 62 overall, 62 potential. Playing for Southend, what an interesting transfer. Fair enough. I guess, I mean, if Southend are in League 2 here, of course they got relegated to the National League in real life, didn't they? But if they are playing League 2 football, Tiandong, 62 overall, probably playing game in, game out. Here's hoping we do, like, get them in an FA Cup tie or something. Tony Skalitsky is in. Total Donkor in. Olivier and Victorino both at the club. I think Victorino's still here. Will Ambrose, goalkeeper, Canadian goalkeeper. We have a couple of Canadian mods that wanted to, well, were supporting him through his development at the club, but by episode 36, he was shown the door. He's playing for Salford City. There you go. Might be their first team goalkeeper at 64 overall. Might be, depending on where Salford City are at this moment in time. William Beard was another goalkeeper, I think. Yes. And he's 74 overall. Of course, because he had a massive potential, didn't he? Yes. And from the looks of it, the potential that we give them pre-season, shining down upon him because he's got an 86 potential. And being a goalkeeper, he might be able to hit it at 23 years old. Might be able to. FC Tokyo, I absolutely love FC Tokyo. In like 1v1, just online seasons, if you can grab someone who's playing with 3-star teams, somewhere around that level, play as FC Tokyo. Guarantee you'll do well. Because Nagai up front or something, very, very competent team. And that's where my love for FC Tokyo was built. So that's William Beard. And then we got Jope. William Jope. A 77? Look at you go! Oh my goodness! Only 78 on the potential there, playing for Los Angeles Football Club. That's nice. You know what? Leave him there. He's probably like a key player. MLS All-Star. That's what he is. William Maciel recently moved. Ta-da-da-da-da. Let's take a look. 80 overall. I think he was 80 when we sold him. That's absolutely his potential, playing for Athletic Club Bilbao. How he registers for Athletic Club Bilbao, I don't know. Maybe he has some Basque heritage somewhere. Is it Basque? I'm sure it's Basque. Yeah. Good play. No, he was a good player, wasn't he? But he was just pushed out of it. Cosme was better. Mustafa Naim was better. Ari was better. Not to mention Olajay Yerson Roa. Just a lot of names. And Podium Zongong, I still wanted to keep hold of Podium Zongong just in case there was a massive boost to his overall, which doesn't seem like it's going to happen. It's such a shame. Willie Aye, Witness Smith Jr., both at the club. And then we got Jonathan, Andre, another, oh, wow, okay, Israeli winger, cool, playing for Beijing Guan, but I think when we did sell him on, I think we did give him, I think he did have a massive potential, but in comparison, I think we were comparing him to Tamir Katz, weren't we? For us, Tamir Katz was a better player. There you go. Highest overall outside of the club, and he's going to keep on growing because his potential, get this, is 92. So he might make a stunning return to Europe and battle us out for the Champions League. Will we go in for him? Possibly not. I don't really want to be... Okay, this is just real life situation. I don't want to be venturing into this kind of like dispute between Israel and Palestine at this moment in time, obviously. So I'm going to keep my hands firmly away because I don't want my comment section to devolve into that. But if he goes back into Europe and like signs for one of the big European clubs, then we will obviously comment and make a big fuss out of it. That could be a very, very entertaining game of football. Yerson Roa, and then the final one is Zhong Yan. Zhong Yan. I mean, like, I don't use this platform to talk about like real life situation because I like to make it an escape from situations that are in real life. Obviously, like, I've tried to make people smile during the lockdowns. I just hope for good. I hope for good in the world. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see innocent people die. That's it. And that's on all sides. Simple as. Zhong Yan. Final player. And that is an 68 overall. 63 potential. Hong Kong flag, I think. Yeah, nationality Hong Kong. Really early on. Sold episode 37. Andre was... Sorry, Adre. I'm keep on saying Andre. He's not got an N in his name. Adre was sold episode 13 really, really early alongside William Beard. Goodness me. He must have not made any kind of impression. I must have been very, very displeased. Zhong Yan gave a little bit more time, but eventually was shown the door. And that is it. That is your lot. We have gone through all the players. Unless I've missed something, unless the list has decided to not put down a name from past Youth Squad Legends Harrogate Town, I'm going to just sort out this first team again. So it's Cosme in for Yerson Roa. You can see that the mini faces have changed. Alan Papa out wide. Adonez replacing Amador. I mean, I'm keeping Amador, obviously, but it's a shame that even with that 83 overall, he's not really knocking on the door of the first team. Skalitsky has done a great job. To say from where he started, one of the best players, then he dropped down. Looked like he was going to have the same fate as David Dubé, but we kept on just plugging away with him. And with the threat of like new wing challengers, he's shown that he's just a star of wing play, proper wing play, not cutting inside and scoring, proper just outpacing on the outside, putting crosses in. There's no one better than Tony Skalitsky. Maybe Alan Papper on the other side as an all-round threat, but Skalitsky is kind of, I don't know, found his rhythm, and with these new wingers with higher overalls, he's highlighted his key attributes better. His pace with his crossing. Yeah, is that correct? Roa, Carrasco's in. Okay. And we go and save that up and say goodbye. Thank you ever so much for watching this. Hopefully we've covered your favourite lost player to this series, and hopefully I've explained my reasoning for not upping the sliders anymore well, because I really wanted to clarify that as well. Of course, like, you don't want to be winning every single game 4-0, 5-0, but the fact is, we can't make it any more difficult on ourselves, or else we'll never win a Premier League title, and we'll be cheating ourselves out of a Premier League title. And honestly, with the sacrifices that we've done in this save, we kind of deserve to have a season or two of genuine success. Right. This has been Cutsy. Thank you ever so much for watching this episode of Youth Squad Legends. If you've enjoyed it, then please give the video a like. If you're not subscribed around here yet, then press the red box down below and the bell icon for mobile notifications. Well, I guess we're going to have to do a bit of editing onto this video, so big thanks to everybody on the right-hand side for pledging to me on Patreon, because that'll be there on the right-hand side, because we'll have to go through Vegas to cut out the time that Origin just crashed on me. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Cheers for watching, as always. Thanks for the support through the series. You have been awesome, and I can't wait to see what happens as we get to the final, and hopefully you can follow me through whatever we do FIFA 22 wise on Youth Squad Legends as well, because that's the beauty of this series. You just don't know what on earth is going to happen, and that's kind of what sets it apart from the other FIFA career modes, because we have no idea. We have no idea who the next superstar is going to be. It's beautiful, isn't it? Right. See you next time. Bye-bye.